Welcome and hello. It's me, Britt, from Yoga Dog Fitness, and we're here to do the Power of You strength training portion or class. So let's get ready. What do you need? You might need some dumbbells. You could use bands. You can do this at home or in the gym. If you want to incorporate machines, you're welcome to. So modify. Also for yourself, you can always get in touch with me if you have issues with your back or your shoulders, your hips. Certain exercises don't work for you. Do what's right for you, not what you think is right. And if there's any kind of pain, serious pain, that's a stop. Okay. Breathe. Oxygen to the blood flow. Hydrate. Get some water. Or if you like something that you like to drink, do that along the way. Let's get started. This is about a 60-minute class, so you can also take half of it and do half the other time, whatever you want, mix and match. We're going to start with a 1-minute jog, and I'm going to start my watch. I'm not going to play any music because when I upload these videos, they don't like that. So you're welcome to play music in the background. So we're going to go for about a minute jog, and I'm going to go through this whole thing one time. So I'm going to go through one set of each of the strength training portions, and then you can always put it on pause and do it again. So we're going to do a warm up. Then we're going to do the upper body. We're going to do the lower body strength training. Then we're going to do the upper body. Then we're going to do core and stability and maybe some power work in there, a little bit of power work. And you're going to do it at your level for you, at your pace. You can put me on pause. You can do a double set. You can do one set, whatever you like. All right, so we have about 15 seconds right here. It's just a jog. You can also do low impact, right? You can always do low impact or high impact. And I got my cheat thing here, so I'm going to keep using that. All right, we're going to come back down. Inhale, exhale. If you want to grab onto something, if you have a chair, we're going to do leg swing. So this is for mobility. You're just going to swing forward and back. So if you're not holding onto something, of course, you are using balance. We're going to do 10. If you're holding onto something, maybe you can get more range of motion. It's up to you. Whoa. 8, 9, and 10. I'm going to face you. Take a deep breath. Other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I could get out of breath. 8, and 9, and 10. Shoulder rolls. I'm going to use the whole arm. We're going to do 10 each direction. 2. Inhale, exhale. 3, 4. Keep breathing. 6, 7, 8, 9. So the more you do this, the more you'll get to know it. 10. Other way. 1. And you can also follow along with the list if you take it to the gym, or you could put me in your earphones and we could do it together. I might lose count and say somewhere like 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, body weight squats are next. I'm going to take my arms out, my feet. I'm going to try to keep my knees behind so I don't like when the knees push forward. Brace your core. That's a little more pressure on the knees. And down. Good. Inhale, exhale. Keep going. And let's go for a set of 10. So there's 4, 5, 6, 7. Keep breathing. 8, and 9, and 10. All right, body weight lunges with rotation. So we're going to work on, we're going to do your core, your obliques. So one faces down and one faces up, inner and outer, or internal and external obliques. And we're going to move to the side. So you're going to step forward, rotate to one side towards the inner thigh or the knee, come back and push off. Other side, step forward, exhale, inhale. 2, back, 2, and back. Yeah, we're doing 10 on each side. Doesn't have to be super deep. It could be slower. 3, 4. So you kind of want to exhale when you twist, right? You're squeezing. 5. Breathe. Twist. I think that's 6 on each side. So if I'm wrong, you can contact me later. 7 and 7 on the left. Exhale, 7, 8. If you always want, you can do reverse lunges if that's better. Stepping back. 9. Do what's good for you, right? Change it up. Exhale, 9. So we want to go in different directions with the spine and the body, use different muscles, and I believe that is that. Body weight. Bridge lifts. All right. I'm going to grab me a mat. I'm going to come down to the floor. Grab me a mat. We're going to come down to the floor. It's still the warm-up. Bridge lifts. You'll lift up. So you can articulate the spine if you want, or you can lift up. So if you roll down, so now you're getting your core involved, and you really want to focus on squeezing your glutes and holding at the top. All right, exhale, inhale, opening your lungs, exhale, roll down, squeezing, inhale, exhale. You can always put your feet up on a bench, but that's going to make a little more on the neck. So doing modifications that work for you. And still, this is a warm up. I think let's go 9. And one more, 10. All right, I'm going to pull the knees into the chest, take a stretch, maybe rock left and right. Exhale. And then I'm going to roll up and stand up. So if you want to stand up with no hands, you're welcome to. All right, let's get into the strength training portion. I'm going to do plie squats. Sometimes it's a goblet squat, is a little bit different, closer together. And I'm going to grab a kettlebell. So you can have a dumbbell, you can have nothing. This is, you want to progress. So if you haven't done this before, maybe go through it, just your body weight. So I have a kettlebell, 15-pound kettlebell. My stance is going to be a little wider. Toes are out, knees and toes track together, core brace. I'm going to keep my body upright. Inhale and exhale. 1, 2. Again, you can do this with heavier weight, lighter weight. 3, it depends on you, where you're at. 4, this program is modifiable. 5, 6. We're going to go 12, 7, 8. Exhale, 9, 10, 11, and 12. All right, and feet come in. Next one, so we have plie squat, or you can do goblet squat, which the feet are closer together. And we got reverse lunge with a bicep curl. So I'm going to put the kettlebell down. I'm going to grab a couple dumbbells. So the dumbbells are going to have to be really for your biceps and not for your legs, because your legs can probably take a lot more weight than your biceps. But we're doing kind of a compound exercise here. And in the future, if you want to work just your legs and not incorporate your arms, you're welcome to. We're going to do a reverse lunge. That means we're going to step back. You're going to drop the knee down. I'm going to turn to the side. So when you step back, your front knee stays over your toes. It does not drive forward. Your body comes down. If you want to hinge forward, that's fine. Keep that knee behind the toe, and you're going to step together. So if you want, you can alternate one bicep at a time, or do both if you feel like you want to challenge. Inhale, exhale. I'm going to change sides. Again, you can go one arm at a time. You could do the same leg. We're going to go for 12. We're on 3. Keep breathing. Knee is in front of the toe. 4. And 5. And now 6, I'm going to change direction. So you can stay facing this direction, but I want you to see 7. My elbows stay into my ribs. 8. Your knee does not have to touch the ground. You can go slower. 10. Again, you can use one arm at a time. 11. And hallelujah, 12. Right? So if you're like, oh, lunges don't work for me, modify. What does? What can we do? How can we change it? But that's a one-legged exercise because you're stepping back with the opposite leg. Single-legged deadlift. I'm going to go easy. Make sure your core is braced, belly button tucked in towards the spine, flat back, no rounding, total flat back. Deadlifts are for the booty, right? It's not for your back. So what you're going to do is you're going to part your feet about shoulder width, and you're going to step back, toe behind the heel on one leg. Micro bend in the knees, core braced, weights in front. Any weights you want, test it out, or no weight, because you want to hinge down, flat back. You should feel this in your front glute. Exhale. 1, down slow, pull. 2, come down, pull. 3, and down. 4, come down slow. 5. Now there's a lot of different ways to do this as far as there's a count. 6, some people might come down 4, 3, 2, 1, 7, or they might go 1, 2, and pull. Time under tension, up to you. Somewhere like 8, brace core, flat back. Exhale, 9. We're going to go to 12 and 10 and 11. And we're going to change legs. All right, so the opposite foot is going to step forward about hip width. My other foot's going to step back right behind my heel. Knees are bent, core is braced. Broad chest, down and pull. 1. So generally I do or work up to 3 sets of 10 to 12 with weights that are challenging but doable. Of course, this exercise, you want to be very careful. I did it when I was in Tucson. It was early morning, and I tweaked a little muscle in my back because I wasn't paying attention. So you really want to use your glutes. You want to keep your core braced. Inhale, exhale, pull. Now I did lose count, so somewhere like 8. Exhale, inhale, exhale, 9. Then again, you can go down slow. 10, back is flat, core is braced. 11, exhale. And the breathing is very important. And 12. What I do say is just keep breathing. Now, I'm in this room and I'm getting a little warm, so I'm going to turn on the fan. I hope it doesn't make too much noise. We'll see. And then we're going to get to the next one, which is step ups. All right, so I'm going to grab a dumbbell and I'm going to grab a bench. So if you don't have a step up, if you don't have a place to step up, you could maybe do side instead. So if you don't have a place to step up, you can do lateral lunges instead. This one, I'm going to grab my dumbbells. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see. So you can do this a lot of different ways, a lot of different heights. I'm going to place my right foot up. You can do it no dumbbell. You can do it one dumbbell. It's up to you. Body weight. I'm going to brace my core. Inhale, exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, going to 12, magic number. 5, you can do this on a step at home. 6, so if you want to go heavier, let's say you've been doing a lot of step ups and maybe you want to hold on to something. You don't always have to work balance. I mean, that's nice too. Let's say 11 and 12. So if you want to add in the glute, you could pull your leg back when you step up. If you want to add more hip flexor and quad, you could step up and bring your knee forward. It's up to you. Those are just add-ins, not necessary. Left foot up. Inhale. Push. 1. One thing that is super important, I think, is 2, as you've probably heard this phrase a lot, or is mind-body connection. 3. And the more you get to know where the muscles are, 4, and what you're doing, so look them up. 5, how does the glute work? What's the muscle fibers? 6, push. 7, now I'm concentrating on my front leg. 8, but I'm getting a little glute squeeze in the back. Core brace. 9, keep breathing. Lots to remember, but one thing at a time. 10, 11, and do what's best for you. What's the height that works for you? Maybe it's holding on to something and 12. Maybe it's holding on to something for now. Maybe it's using your own body weight. I'm going to grab a drink. Whew, I'm warmed up already. So we're going to do one set of those today. And we did 12 reps of one set. Now, usually, you might do some more, and you might not. So we warmed up, and you have a choice. Cardio, we're going to do, you can do jog, you can do jump rope, you can do skiers, whatever works for you. So we're going to go for 1 minute, and I'm just going to jog again. You could do low impact, right? If you bring your arms up over your head, that makes it harder because the limbs are longer, right? More weight, or maybe you want to sprint it out. So I'm just going to do 1 minute in between. So if I was to do 3 sets of 10 to 12 on legs, I would do this cardio in between for 1 minute, right? We have 30 seconds left. You can always tell when it's about 30 seconds because I'm like, are we done? Breathe, breathe. So at this one, it's up to you. Again, low impact, high impact. You could do lots of different things to move around, as I could show you. Breathe, breathe. Keep breathing. Get a drink. Oh, my fan doesn't work. Oh, well. Let's see. We got 8 and 7 and 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Again, if you want music, you could put it on in the background, or you could put it on your ear and just watch and not listen to me talk. That would be great, huh? Upper body. Let's do it. So it actually has been a couple weeks since I've done this workout because I was traveling and then I came back and I wasn't feeling well. Sometimes rest is good. Sometimes rest actually gives you more definition, brings your hunger down. Where are we? But right now we're in upper body strength training. Okay, so we're also going to do the same thing. 1 set of 10 to 12. We are going to do chest press. Now, my chest is pretty strong because I've done this for years and years. I'm going to stick with 10s today. You have to determine. So you have a chest press. I'm going to lay on the floor. You have to determine what weight works for you. Again, if you're not familiar with these, do it with no weight. I'm going to grab these, and we're going to come down to the floor. So when I come down to the floor, I like to get a little stretch in at the same time. So I might do a squat. You don't have to do this, and roll down with control. All right, with bigger weights, that's harder. So with chest press, I'm going to bring the elbows out like a T. I'm going to place my lower back on the floor. I'm going to brace core, which means I'm going to squeeze the muscles in my pelvis and put my head down. Inhale, exhale, push straight up. Maybe let the ends of the dumbbells touch. No wrinkles in the wrist, so we don't want vroom vroom wrists where the palms are facing the ceiling. We want the knuckles facing the ceiling if possible. Now, of course, there's lots of modifications for this chest press. Usually it's exhale on the way up, but just keep breathing. Now, we don't want it above the face over here because this is more shoulders. We want it right over the nipple line. I said it. So keep pressing your lower back into the floor, feet down. If you want to bring the dumbbells up and bring your palms together, it gives a little more squeeze at the top. And also, I have on this list that you could do chest flies. So what's the difference? Chest flies are going to be, I know we're at 12, so I think for chest flies are when the palms face one another and the arms come out to the side. You can have a little bend. I like to do these on the floor because I see a lot of people on the bench coming way overextending. And that's, you don't want to stretch too far. So flies are going to be a little less weight. They're a little harder. Work the pectorals a little differently. And you squeeze like you're hugging a barrel or a tree. Keep your core braced and keep breathing. That's the difference. You can do both, neither, all. I'm going to bring the weights down to the sides, and I'm going to roll up. All right. Chest press, chest fly, set of 10 to 12. And if you are just starting out lifting weights, you could do a set of 15. There's a thing, if you're doing sets of 25, I just think it's going to take maybe you're doing one set and you just want to do 25, see how it feels. But don't keep doing that all the time unless you're doing something in your life that you have to do this. Like that guy who climbed the skyscraper, he does like 100 pull-ups like that because he's going to get fatigued. So, all right, I sidetrack. Next, chest press. We're going to work the back, So we're going to work a row. Now, generally, I like to do this on the floor. You can do this standing. If you lean forward, it's going to put pressure on your back. You might want to lean forward and put your hand on the opposite leg, or you can put your hand on a bench. Again, this is going to isometrically hold the back muscles. So if you have any back issues, you probably don't want to do that. You want to be supported. I'm going to stick with 10s. Back muscles are a lot bigger than your chest muscles. So this is what I like to do. I like to come down, right? Unless you have a knee problem, then we got to change it up. But, or a wrist problem. Maybe you want to put your hand on a block, or you want to stand. And then we're going to pull. So a row is a row is a row. This action, and when I like to pull, I like to actually rotate a little bit. 3, I think that was 4, but I'm going to say 4 here. 4. Brace core. 5. See how my hand is underneath my wrist? Again, you could go fist. I think 6, 7. I'm a terrible count. Exhale. 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. You're trying to feel this right behind your shoulder blade, in your rhomboid section, and your mid back. And we're going to change sides. So this time I'm going to show you a little different. I'm going to bring my outer leg, or the leg that's not in front of the weight, forward. I'm going to pick up that weight, and then I'm going to do the same thing. So you can support yourself. 2, exhale. 3, core braced. Exhale. 5. 4. There's 5. Did I have coffee? 6 and 7. Exhale. 8 and 9, 10, 11, and 12. So people always come to me, oh, my knee hurts. Pat it up. Don't stand on your knee. If your knees hurt and your back doesn't, you could row like that. You could row one arm at a time. So modify it for you. So we have chest press. We got row. And then we are going to, we're going to go to upright row. So I like this one for the shoulders. And I think this is a necessary move in life. If you don't like this move for your shoulders, there's tons of shoulder movements, chest, shoulder press. I think we might do lateral raise. You could go sideways, like sword draw. But I'm going to grab these 10s. And for this one, I'm going to do upright row. Now, elbows come higher than the wrists. So there's none of this. Oh, thank you. Exercise ring closed already. And you can stand as you like. I like my feet together, but this will give you more stability. And you could also stagger your stance if you want. Core braced, chest proud. Inhale, exhale. Elbows come high. All right, and down. Exhale. And again, if you're breathing opposite, okay, I'm happy you're breathing. Breathe every time. Don't hold your breath. Oxygenated blood to the muscles. 7, if I'm wrong, sue me. 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. All right, so upright row. So upright row, we don't want this, and we want to pull the elbows high and the arms stay along the body. All right, upright row. Rear delt raise. So in shoulders, we have 3 heads of the muscle: front, middle, and back, or anterior and lateral and posterior. We want to work the back of the muscle. So we worked our back muscle by pulling, but we're going to work the back of the shoulder by reverse fly. Now, to make it a little harder, or could be easier on your body, is to sit down. I'm going to stand up today just because. And again, that hinge of the body could put strain on the back. Feet as you like. You're going to brace your core. Now, you want lighter weights for this because the back of the shoulders are generally weak. Brace your core. Inhale. Exhale, lift. 1. I'm going to come down slow. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. See how my hands, my elbows, and shoulders are aligned? 9. Good. So I'm not doing that, right? I'm lifting my elbows. 10, 11. I actually like to do these, and 12. I like to do these on the balance ball. So I like to sit on the balance ball and lean forward, putting my chest like right on my legs and then lifting. So you're really squeezing, and your arms are parallel or alongside the horizon of your shoulders. So they're not, you can go back a little bit, but they're not forward. They go right along in line with your shoulders. Rear delt, hinge forward, brace your core, focus on your back of your shoulders. All right, we're gonna do a plank and a shoulder tap. In your plank, I don't care if your knees are on the floor at all. Now you can do this on a wall too. So you could plank on a wall, you could plank on a bench, but shoulders, hips, and ankles are in line. So if you're planked and your butt's up or your butt's down or you're sagging forward, we don't want that. I'm gonna come down to the floor, hands underneath the shoulders. So here's a nice knee plank, right? And I'm gonna stay there. So I'm not drooping down like this and I don't have my butt up in the air and my hands are in front of me. My hands are right underneath my shoulders. And another thing to do is that if you want to progress from your knees tap, you could just lift one leg. All right, so I'm going to lift both legs. So nice straight line, right? And then tap. 1. So you can put your knees down. 3, 5, 7, 9, 11. All right, and last one, 12. And then I'm just gonna walk my dog out. Oh, I'm gonna ragdoll it up. Again, I like to kind of stretch between the movements. And we do a lot of that in yoga, or I do in transitions. Make every one count. Guess what time it is? It's cardio time. So I'm gonna do skiers. It has rotation. If you don't like that for your ankles or knee, you can jump rope or march again, or you could hop on one leg. That's a good one. So for 1 minute, here comes perfect. Do, 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 do. I promise I won't sing. I actually like this one. I feel like I loosen up a little bit. I still got a tweaky little piece of the back. So when you do have an ailment or a pulled muscle, honor that. I've been foam rolling, making sure I haven't done too much. Breathe, breathe. Don't do stuff that makes it mad. Yep, say 30 seconds. We got 30 seconds left. Not in the whole thing, but just right now. And I'm so glad you've joined me today. I'm so glad that you're doing this with me. So you can always put me on pause and do another set or not. It's up to you. 15 seconds, let's go. Ski it out. This is how my brother used to dance at high school dances. I'm not even kidding. He did the skier. I remember. Oh, things that bring back memories. All right, I got to tell a story. 3 and 2, and we're done with those. Whew, I'm grabbing a drink. So meet yourself where you're at. I want to meet you where you're at. Progressive overload. Progressive overload is when you slowly lift more weight, slowly gain more power. Everything comes in a cycle. So usually build, take a little break, or you come back down, recovery, build. That's how you progressively overload the muscle. So if you're always just, that's probably just injury waiting to happen from just overuse. So that's how people get overuse stuff. All right, we did the warm-up. We did the lower body. We had the plie squat, right? Plie squat, which you could add in an upright row at the same time. You don't have time. We did reverse lunge bicep curl. We did one-legged deadlifts, right? And if you don't have time, you could just do 2, just deadlift if you want, or take that out there completely. You can lay on the ground and do bridge lifts instead. And then we had the step ups. So those are the 4 exercises for your legs. We did some cardio in between, chest press or chest fly, or you could do 1 or 2 of either. And then we did row your boat. So it's good to know the muscles, so how they work. We did upright row, lots of shoulder exercises, tons of shoulder exercises. You can change it. Rear delt, you got to lean forward to get those rear delts. So if you do this lateral raise, you're hitting mid delt. And if you want to work the back of your shoulders, right, you got to lean forward. And then we did plank, touch, woke up the core and said hi. We are going to bring it down to the floor. I'm going to bring my notes with me. So we're going to bring it all the way down. And we're going to do hip lifts. Now, sometimes I might use a weight to do this on my hip. Today I'm not, because my quantum laboris says no thank you, and it gets enough. We are working obliques of the underside or the right side, depending. My elbow is right underneath my shoulder. My knees are stacked. You can have your leg long or whatever you like, but the focus is right here. We're going to do 10. Inhale, exhale, squeeze. 1, 2, 3. You want to make this harder? 4. Now you're working glute min, glute med. 5. Maybe I don't want to do that. 6. Maybe you want to lift your legs. 7. But focus on this. We could put a weight here. 8. Exhale. 9. And 10. All right. We're going to move to the other side. Remember, modify. Longer the limb, the harder it is. We don't want the elbow out here. It puts too much strain on the shoulder, and we don't need that right now. We need it right underneath here because we're not working our shoulder. We're working our obliques. Lift. 1. Squeeze. 2. That's when you exhale. Exhale. 3. 4. Mind-body connection. 5. Exhale. 6. We want to do this all the way in life. 7. Exhale. 8. 9. And last time, 10. All right, bring it on down. Bird dogs. I'm going to grab a weight. So I want to get the back of the arm a little bit. So I'm going to do a compound exercise. Now, when you do bird dogs, it's already a balancing exercise. So you may not want to add this in. Let me show you just a few little things. So hands underneath the shoulders. I'm going to extend one leg. My knee is right underneath my hip. If you need, you could put a balance ball underneath you. And I'm going to extend the opposite arm, regular bird dog, and then pull them together. But this time, I'm going to change hands so you can see. This time, I'm going to extend one leg back. I'm going to brace to the core, and I'm going to do a tricep kickback. So I'm going to bring it down and lift. So traditional bird dog, you would lift the arm like this, but we've done quite a bit of shoulder, and I want to hit the back of the arm. Go light if you're just starting on your triceps. Inhale. We are going to do 10 each side. Elbow stays to the rib. Exhale. 1, 3, 4. Squeezy glute. Brace core. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, we're going to go to the other side. Inhale. Now stay here so you can see. All right, elbow to the ribs, hand underneath shoulder, knee underneath hip. Inhale, exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Uh-oh. I read here that says 12 reps for bird dog triceps. We only did 10. I'll do another set. So your choice, 1 to 3 sets. If I do 3 sets of these exercises, generally, it's about an hour, maybe a few minutes longer. So it depends on how much you get used to it and how long it takes you, right? So we're doing 1 set today. We're going to do dead bugs. Dead bug is an exercise a lot of physical therapists give. A lot of people have bad backs. Back stabilizer, core. Now with this, I'm doing a lot of Pilates certification, a lot of Pilates training. Your transverse abdominals, it pulls everything in, kind of keeps your innards in. And so when you pull it down, it keeps it in. It should flatten through the belly. So when you do dead bugs, you really want to place your lower back on the floor. So if your lower back starts to come up, you want to bring the arms or the legs down because you want to brace to the core. You want a neutral spine, which means your tailbone's kind of facing towards your heels, right? And your spine is elongated on the floor. So as soon as you lose that connection with the floor, we don't want that. We want the connection, no matter if we have to keep the feet down or the arms down, or we just sitting here bracing, like pushing. If you're having a hard time getting your lower back to the floor to begin with, just brace. So dead bugs, arms to the sky. Generally, feet come up. If your knees are over your hips, that makes it challenging. As soon as you pull your knees back, that gives you a break. So right here, and then when you elongate your leg, that's going to make it more challenging too. So tapping your heel is easier, extending your leg is harder, bringing your legs in is easier. You'll test it all out. My lower back, press into the ground. I'm going to do a set of 10. 1, 2, 3, 4. So maybe you see my arm isn't coming all the way down. 5, or maybe my leg isn't as low. 6. I'm keeping my lower back on the ground. 7, and my abs are shaking. 8, 9. I need more of these. And 10. I think last summer I had so many clients that I think I overdid my dead bug. I think I was a dead bug. So just remember, lower back on the floor, you're going to brace the core. You're going to try to flatten your belly. Pelvic muscles squeeze up. Abdominal muscles squeeze down. Rectus abdominis pushes down. Do your best to do that. That's the most important part with those dead bugs. Russian twist. Weight or no weight. You're going to lean back. I'm going to use no weight. Sometimes I use a dumbbell. Again, if you have any back issues, you probably don't want to do this exercise. I would just lay down and bring my chin to my chest, look, and then keep my elbows out about, what is that, about 45 degrees. So I would probably do this as an alternate or modification, an alternate to Russian twist. And that way I really push my lower back into the ground and I'm pulling my chin to my chest, looking towards my knees and flattening through the belly. So you don't want that, what they call the bread loaf. Russian twist, you're going to pray that it's over, bring your palms together. And then as you lean back, so feet can be apart, feet can be together, they can be up in the air, whatever you like. As you lean back, the farther you lean back, the harder it gets. And then you're going to twist. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, obliques, internal, external, 8, 9, 10, go to 12, 11, and 12. I tell you what, you do 3 sets of all these, check, you're done for the day. All right, warm up, lower body, upper body. We got in some cardio and we did core stability. These finishers are optional. Of course, everything is optional. We're going to do donkey kicks. We're going to do 10 each side. This is kind of a power move for mobility and a power strength, kind of like a kick. So donkey kick is a little bit forceful. You can be on the forearms. You can be on the hands. You can be on the fists. You can be on whatever you want. You're going to take your leg. You're going to kick it back to the degree that works for you. Inhale, exhale. 1, 2, 3, exhale. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, last one, 10. Other side. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Finish your bridge lift. I'm going to flip over. Weight or no weight, up to you. Many ways to do bridge lifts depending on what you're working on. Want to focus on the glutes. If you really want to focus on the glutes, you're going to bring your soles of your feet together, knees out. Today I'm going to keep it standard. Feet underneath the knees, arms along the side. But I'm going to push my lower back into the ground. I'm going to tuck my tailbone up and under. And then I'm going to lift up as high as I can. Depending on your neck flexibility, squeeze. And as you exhale, I'm going to lower down 1 vertebrae at a time. I'm trying to keep my tailbone up. I do find that my glutes kind of touch first because they're big glutes. Inhale, lift. We're going to go for 10. This is slow and controlled. And down. 2. Inhale. 3. 4. 5. Inhale 6, exhale down. 7. 8. 9. And 10. Because I can't help it because I got so much knowledge up here. So a little different if you want to put a band around your upper legs above your knees. That will help you work your glute min, glute med in case you have some issues there. You want to pull your knees apart from one another. If you want to work your inner thighs, you put a block in between. So that will help squeeze as you do those bridge lifts, your inner thighs. There's 5 muscles in here, squeezing your legs together. If you want to work kind of more outer, put a band on and you can kind of push your legs outward a little bit. So if your knees feel any strain there, try to move your feet around and get it to where it's a comfortable position. Donkey kicks, bridge lifts. Oh, speaking of bands, so if you don't have a band, you can do this without a band, of course. You can make it more performance by adding a little cardio into it, by kind of shuffling or grapevining, side to side. So it's a lateral walk. So you can see that the band, well, maybe you can't because I have black and black on. The band is above my knees. Some people put the bands around their ankle. I wouldn't do that if you have bad, your knees are iffy to begin with. So I'm going to keep it above my knees because I feel like it's safe. And plus we're working this area right here. Lateral walk. I'm going to stay in the video. You can go as far as you want. I brace my core. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see. So I might hinge forward a little bit. I got a little bit of sway back. I'm always working on that, trying to tuck neutral spine. So lateral, you could go slow, or you could, again, make it more sports. You don't need a band. You want to get some lateral movement in because it's using these smaller muscles at the top of your glute maximus, your glute min, glute med, right? And we can also do what's called Frankenstein's or monster walks, where you go up and then diagonally back. So those are just some finishers. Again, if you don't have a band, you can make it more cardio, or maybe you just want to lift your leg out to the side 10 times. We are in the stretch. We are at the stretch part. Go ahead and sit down for me. I'm going to grab a drink real fast. So, because I want you to know that's important. All right, how we get down the floor? Maybe we get down squat style. Oh, right? Just a little bit. All right, we're going to do, it says on here, one leg hamstring. Oh, the stretch. Yeah, let's do a little part of the stretch class, which I'm going to film also. So just to finish off, half butterfly, my right foot into my left leg. Exhale down. If you bring your toes towards your nose, that'll stretch the back of your leg. If you're real flexible, don't stretch too much. If you have hyper extension, you want to work on strength. You don't want to flex too much. You don't want to stretch too much. But if you had some kind of knee issue, maybe you want to push your knee down a little bit or flex your toes, bring your heel off the floor. Maybe you feel it in your QL like I do right now in your lower back. This muscle, this QL, comes up from your pelvis and attaches to the last rib. So, and there's 2 pieces of it. And that's notorious. Maybe you want to give a little rotation. Oh, it feels good. All right, roll up. Generally stretches like this, 30 seconds. The muscles need time. I like to take an inhale, open the ribs, exhale down. The muscles need time to signal that it's okay. This feels so good, so good. You can work on flexion and extension of the spine if you want. You can wiggle left and right, maybe some rotation. Exhale. All right, roll on up. Let's do a little cat and cow. You can do this standing or on all fours. Maybe we'll show both. Hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Tuck the tailbone, chin to the chest, arch the back, exhale. Drop the belly, chin and tailbone to the sky, maybe broaden through the chest, so maybe your shoulders are up here, pull them back. And then again, if you want to kind of articulate through the vertebrae, you could tuck the tailbone under and work through to the chin. Or you could just do traditional cat and cow. Anything might feel good. Wiggle it to the side. If it doesn't hurt, it doesn't hurt. Okay, and last one. Why don't you sit down on a one side, bring your feet to the opposite side. It's called mermaid. So I'm going to grab onto my ankle. So this side, there's nothing to grab onto, and then up and over. So a nice big C arch. Maybe gaze up, chest towards the sky. Beautiful. Exhale. Feels good. We're going to go to the other side. This is called mermaid that's on here. I jumped, and so I'll grab my ankle, stretch the other side. So cervical stretch depends on you, but get it in there. We want to move that neck around to the right degree. For us, we want to keep everything moving. This machine fluid, synovial fluid through the joints. All right. And then pectoral stretch, which I kind of went ahead of, but it says this one was before, but just open up the chest. If you want to hang on to a door frame or you want to be standing, I'm just trying to open the chest wide. So get a stretch through pectorals and biceps, even through the forearms and the hands, maybe spread the fingers. So you can always reach for a door or a counter. All right, come on down. Last one, nice child's pose. So I got sneakers on, so I'm going to tuck my toes, this one, and then reach forward. Knees apart, maybe big toes together. Hips towards the heels. Yeah, I'm going to flatten my feet because it feels all right. Sway, breathe, lengthen. Anything that might feel good. Sometimes it feels good to bring the arms along the sides or even thread one arm underneath if you want to stretch the back of the shoulders. Maybe you just need a nice back stretch. Roll on up. Tuck your toes. Why waste it? Walk your hands to your feet. Shake it on out. Bend your knees, micro bend to the knees. Chin to the chest, roll up one vertebrae at a time through ragdoll. Take a deep breath. Inhale, lift. Breathe it all in. Move it all around. Exhale it down. I appreciate you. The power of you is in there. Modify, adjust, do what's good for you. Hydrate, get good sleep, put some good nutrition in there, and don't forget to have some fun. I'll see you next time. It's Britt, Yoga Dog Fitness, and this is the Power of You strength training portion.